Juju.
Yeah.
If you could give fans one spoiler-free word to describe where Roy and Keeley stand in season 4.
I'm gonna say pass. Next question.
Wow. There's your pull quote.
Ted Lasso premiered during the pandemic when people desperately needed optimism. As you were making season 4, was there a moment, guys, a scene, a conversation, even a joke, where you thought, this is exactly why we are bringing this show back now?
I'm gonna dive right in and say I think the world every year seems to need more and more optimism.
There you go.
Because things
Yeah.
are getting bleaker and bleaker in some ways.
Or at
and
least
I
more
think,
aware of the bleakness.
yeah, and also just doors being closed and the understanding of different people, different cultures, different ways of life is something that's so important. And so I think the way to do that is by being optimistic about being alive.
And no one can top that.
Yeah. Season 3 really felt like a goodbye for your characters. Those of us, yeah. What was the first creative conversation that convinced you there was another story worth telling? Brendan and I and our buddy Joe Kelly hanging out in a pool, which is the same way we hung out back in 2013 when we first had the ideas, or were kicking around ideas for the commercial. So it felt
What a hard
ceremonial. Right, exactly, yeah.
Yeah,
It
he only does meetings in pools.
So yeah, that was the first one that was kind of like, yeah, what if we did this? What if we did that? But that would have been it.
Oi, welcome back. It's good to see you.
You too.
Faye,
Okay, ready? Jeremy, my fellow Teessider, walk us through where we pick up in season 4. Which character do you think secretly needs the most Higgins advice this season?
Maybe Higgins.
Very good.
I think he needs to have a word with himself. Higgins is well into the admin story of getting a women's team together. And it is difficult, you know, to support local women's football. A lot of people give it lip service, but you know, I tuned into a match about 6 months ago and it was really quite empty. The stadium was quite empty and I thought, where are their fans? So that's where Higgins is at the beginning of season 4, really getting a rocket behind getting the women's team into a substantial place.
Tanya,
Hey.
what can we expect from Richmond's new assistant coach?
Really good football skills. She's style icon, is Alice. Alice's wardrobe, we decide is gives fishing. Like I feel like as in she always looks like she's ready to go fishing.
Yeah.
For some reason, always waterproof trousers. Yes. Don't know why. Tucked into socks is like always ready. Yeah.
Definite a gilet girl.
She's a right laugh, isn't she? She's a right laugh. She's a jolly girl. She's lovely. She's just a real
Ray of sunshine, I would say.
Yeah, really smiley, happy person.
The original cast has such an effortless chemistry.
Okay, slay.
How did you make space for the new additions to the cast?
We
without losing
haven't.
that magic. Yeah, they've been so weird.
I would want to know if we did.
Yeah, you did. Yeah. No, I remember we went for a meal, didn't we, in the summer?
Yeah.
Like at the very beginning.
Before we started.
And you were really kind to me and made me feel really, really welcome.
Had to scoop you up, man.
Yeah, you did.
You all seem so excited to have us.
I'm excited to see how you think your lives are going to be your own after this.
Again, that was the same place we all met. Everybody, season 1, yeah, same pub, and we played par 5.
That horrible, stupid game that doesn't make any sense. I hate that game. It doesn't make any sense.
Because I won.
It doesn't make any sense. I felt like you were all gaslighting me and it wasn't actually a real game and there were no rules.
Did y'all feel like, because I know that this was a conscious thing, but you know, we wouldn't have wanted to do too much, like, you know, shepherding or, for lack of a better term, like spoon feeding of you guys. Like we would have wanted to like be like sort of, you know, here's your space. You know, at one point did you guys feel comfortable enough that like you were coming towards us more, you know, as much as we were coming toward you? Does that make sense?
I think from that like first conversation that we had about the character, it was like, oh, this is a back and forth. This isn't a kind of like, here's the spoon-fed version. It was like, this is an ongoing live conversation.
Yeah.
I knew you guys were relaxed when the volume started matching our male team's volume. I was like, they are bedded in.
I think just because we've been doing it for a while doesn't mean that we don't still feel nervous
That's
or
what we
feel
said in the pub,
excited or feel all of
actually.
things. So I think it's really important to just share all of that because you're only as great as your scene partner, you know? And so actually feeling that with each other and feeling excited about what you're bringing is something that I just think little tiny nuances that people bring into a space that you didn't expect is the absolute pulse of the show.
And we didn't. We felt just as much imposter syndrome coming back into season 4, maintaining what we'd done as you guys joining. I know that Juju and I very much had to let you guys know that don't feel that we think we've got it all sorted, because we didn't.
The hangs off campus too, like when we that night when we went to the Arsenal match, and then it was like are we doing a second location? And it was like, and we got Chip on it, and we did karaoke, and you get to see things just start folding in on each other that aren't character based but are just human based. So many fun storylines occur from those first 3 seasons of just conversations that we'd had, like Higgins being a jazz fan was from our conversation of like, what happened to your goatee, like that you had in the in rehearsal or audition and then lost, and it was like, well, he's got to get his jazz goatee back, and like, well, I play bass. I go, and so does Higgins. Like that.
For the new players, which part of getting cast was scarier? Acting in front of a bunch of Emmy winners, or having to learn how to become football players?
Football. Hello, like, no offense, but football.
I'm not going to lie, it's the Emmy winners.
There you go.
I'm great at football.
Our boot camp started with just the actors, and we were like, we're really good at this. And then they brought in the proper bands. Yeah, and they're like semi-pros, and we were like, oh, okay. I'm out of breath. It's a humiliation ritual, and that was good.
They're all very intimidating, gorgeous, Emmy-winning actors.
A humiliation and a rite of passage, I dare say.
It's kind of intimidating. I mean, I'm terrified every time I step on a set, so it is intimidating.
Mate, you are not the one to talk about that. I remember hearing that you've been cast, and I was like, Faye as in Game of Thrones. Honestly, the day I realised they'd cast you, I was like, this is going to be an immense season.
See, I don't know what to do now because that's a lovely compliment.
Zoom in.
No, that's very sweet. Thank you.
The chalky football quiz.
How would you describe the team's chemistry this time around?
Extraordinary.
I was told by the team of people that were training you guys with the football that it was so interesting because I was like, are there big differences between working with the guys and with the girls? And there was an immediate need to help each other with the football that I thought was really special, whereas there was a bit of a peacocking situation with the boys initially. You guys weren't about who's going to be best. It was about like, oh, don't worry, I'll help you back up. And I thought that was something that I genuinely am like, yeah, that's why we need to be making a show about a women's team.
Yeah, literally throughout, we would tell each other off for apologizing. We weren't allowed to apologize because we would just like save badly. We'd be like, sorry, and a lot of them like, you're not actually a footballer, so don't worry.
The day that I knew not only that you were officially your own gang, but also that you were a gang that was different than our previous gang. There's an episode where we're filming on a boat. Spoiler!
Uh-oh.
And we discovered that for however long you all had been playing traitors amongst yourselves, and you were like far along.
So noisily as well.
We came and watched. I mean, like the final rounds, and then to try to figure it out on our own, like who's lying.
It was crazy. I remember Brett coming up to me on the boat and being like, "It's Faye." It's Faye. And I bet my life on. I looked you in the eye and was like, I know it's not you.
We murdered Abbie on the first night, and it ruined our relationship.
Do you know what? That's like getting rid of Sean Bean.
Do you know what I mean?
What the hell?
But me and Jude text each other going, should we just kill Abs? We just kill Abs. And then you had a massive meltdown
in the street. Yeah, there's a film of me melting down the street.
I did have the rare experience of my 50th birthday being during the filming of this season, and it was a surprise party. So we all say goodbye. Everybody's like, "Oh, it's your birthday. Oh, have fun. Hope you have fun." Every single one of you in this room, everybody else, and then I come walking in, and who do I see? It's like all you guys, and I was like, "Oh, this is a good group." No clue.
season 1 Rebecca could meet the woman we see in season 4, what's the first thing that you think she would say? And I'm going to ask that to Hannah.
Can I just say that I really find it, as soon as you say, what does Rebecca think about whatever, this is your fault. I immediately get emotional.
You will have sex in the future.
Pilot.
I'll come back to that one.
When?
It's on the tip of my tongue. At some point.
Brendan. Is there one beard line that still makes you laugh, or one that unexpectedly stuck with you long after you said it?
God, that was natural.
Very natural.
Thank you.
I will not give context, but there is one not important line that I had this year that comes into my head. So leave it as an Easter egg for people to try to search for across the season. But it's a very short line. It's just which I do.
Oh my God.
Yes.
So funny.
When Beard is having his come to Jesus moment and he says, are you there, God? It's me, Margaret's little boy. Because I like knowing that his mom is named Margaret.
What a
Shout
book.
out Judy Blume.
What a
One of
book.
all
What
time.
a book.
Rebecca and Keeley have become one of television's, or TV, favorite female friendships, with a whole women's team entering the story. How does that dynamic evolve?
Well, through this season, I think Keeley gets a little overexcited about the women's team and Rebecca's support for it.
She has to slightly give you a bop on the nose, doesn't she?
But just remind me, it takes time to earn great things.
Yes.
Because I think the women's team deserve it now. It should have happened yesterday.
But they are going back to the previous question about Rebecca, you see. I think she is learning how you need to pace yourself, how you need to make sure that all your ducks are lined up. She doesn't do it in a patronizing way. Rebecca doesn't do it in a patronizing
She
way.
lets Keeley kind of,
She lets Keeley
again, no spoilers,
make her
maybe
mistakes.
stumble over some
Yes.
things and learn as well, but also ultimately it's about them communicating together, isn't
And the
it?
thing that we loved, first off, which was the power of calling each other out in friendships just
Accountability.
as much as raising each other up, for sure.
Any unwritten rules or initiations for the new cast?
Ooh.
Karaoke was really the initiation.
Oh, that really
I mean, I didn't come to that, so I guess I'm not in the gang.
No. It's so weird you're here.
What would in the locker room though? What did we do? I mean, remember when Ash sprayed someone in the face with DP and everyone started panicking and choking?
Yeah.
That felt a bit like an initiation.
What happened?
She just sprayed DP in all the SA's faces.
What is DP?
It's like deep,
Deep
heat.
heat.
It's like a muscle.
Oh, deep
Like
heat.
biofreeze. Oh, Lord.
Yeah, they're like rolling and everyone's like,
the camaraderie!
Football is life.
No, life is so much more than football.
Not as catchy, but true.
Jason
Yes.
Sudeikis.
Yes.
How do you hope season 4 of Ted Lasso will inspire young female athletes? And how have women's sports been an inspiration for the show?
I don't know how to answer the inspire part. We were literally just trying to make something that we were proud of and that we thought was funny, and I hope it does. I just went, my daughter and I and sister went to the WNBA All-Star game. I'm sitting next to Dwayne Wade, and he's a big supporter of women's sports, and he leans over to me and goes, "Isn't this amazing that all these young girls will get to see this?" And I was like, 100%. And this is something we say on the show that I believe in, is like, I think it's also really, really powerful that little boys will grow up not knowing any different.
Yeah.
Young female athletes have plenty of more interesting people than me to inspire them. As far as how women's sports been an inspiration from the show, huge. I mean, it is not an accident at all that during making season 3, well, there's that, yeah, but I mean, even the impetus was getting to watch the Lionesses win, the Euros in 2022.
That nobody talks about enough, to be quite honest.
Yeah. I mean,
It's been home.
yeah, exactly.
It's true.
But to not only watch that in our own home, in the rented home, I should say, eating Nando's, and then to get to meet some of those incredible women and become friends with them, and some of them helped us out in making this season. It's been a huge inspiration. Then to come back home and be, going to WNBA games and, KC Current, everything they're doing there in the Angel City. It's like, it's just been one thing after another, and there are many external factors in that realm that led to the season 4, like wanting to do it and thinking we should do it and thinking we could do it.
What's one lesson from Ted that you've actually caught yourself using in your own life since the show first premiered?
Oh, I've always the same one, and it's so simple, but it's beautiful. Onward, forward.
Onward, forward.
I was was more knee-jerk grumpy before the show. And I think that something about the show, like even angry, you know, the angry guy, wanker, you know, you sort of think, he's got issues, hasn't he? And that's why we accept, you know, and everybody in the show, you sort of think, his dog's probably got testicular cancer or something like that. Yeah. That's why he's cross. I sort of think, there's something else going on. Don't be angry straight away.
Not making jokes at other people's expenses. You can make people laugh without somebody having to be the butt of it. And I think that's something that's really classy. And I think quietly that's something that has definitely been a part of something that I like to pay forward.
But we've talked about that a lot, about that it became such a fashion to the comedy roast, which I've never been a fan of. I think it walks a dangerous line. And this show has always been so positive. And the amount of women that come into this show and they're never pitted against each other, that is almost entirely unique.
Don't fight back, fight forward.
Don't fight back. Fight forward.
I think that like my buddy Ezra had, after he watched that episode, he's like, wait a minute. And they Googled it. He was as surprised as I was that it didn't exist. But I think we're too often too quick to fight back these days. And I think versus just, you know, dirt off your shoulder and like just keep trucking and like, you know, but that one always, those guys are lovely together.
Last question.
Oh shit, here we go. Who wants to?
Tanya, go, Tanya.
Go. Come on, I did just.
We don't have time. Go.
What? That's the one I just. These are not Jason and Brendan. How was reprising your roles at the first ever World Cup halftime show?
Woo-wee! Coach, I gotta say, the first half of halftime knocked my darn socks off.
Spectacular, baby!
How has attending real life matches fed into your creative ideas for the show?
I mean, I think about that so often when any of these neat things we get to do, even as ourselves, it all was, in many, many ways, 90% of it was a boondoggle to get Brendan to see a Premier League match, specifically Arsenal play, and the fact that it's manifested into this.
Now we're halftime of the World Cup final,
and getting to introduce a kid that I've always enjoyed, and like I think that's so fun, and he was so up for it and excited for us to be the ones introducing him.
The World Cup final, as mad as it was, I'd say it's just indicative of what's been a larger, lovely thing, which is the degree to which football has opened their arms to us. And like, you know, the football people we meet who dig the show, they're never like, here's what you got wrong. Now to bring more women's football into that vibe is going to be, I think, pretty great. Sorry.
I was going to say, because also the interesting, I met a footballer recently who was saying it's because we're not trying to teach people how to play football. It's about the teamwork behind the scenes. So that means that people who are so good at the sport already, and they play on those pitches for that length of time, it's like the skill is unbelievable, unprecedented. And the show isn't taking advantage of that. It's really not about trying to be like, this is football and these are the rules. It's very much about how you become a team to be able to go out and do the best that you can on the pitch. And I think that's a really smart thing that you guys were able to do.
Story, isn't it?
Yeah.
We had done the second commercial. We were doing that charity event with Steve Nash with his soccer tournament, and I forget who the British fellow was, but he came up to us. It was somebody in the football community.
I've wondered about this guy often.
Yeah.
Who was it?
And he came up to us. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was before he was knighted, so you know. But he comes up because he was just talking about the commercials. But I always loved the line. He goes, "You got everything wrong perfectly," and I'd like to think we've continued that. You know,
we need to put that in.
Yeah, it really is good. As Nora Ephron would say, everything is copy. So when we go to these matches, we're constantly watching things. You know, I follow all these football, you know, men and women on Instagram. We're constantly sending things back and forth. Oh, this would be a great moment for Boots. This would be a great idea for Higgins. We try to have just little touches of what happens for real. It has a tremendous history and tremendous future, and it's nice to be riding that wave.
Yay! Do we need to sign up and say bye and, you know, watch
it melt
and stuff? You better watch.
Yeah. What she means is thank you for watching.